Hey everyone, jayhoovy here. Over the past year, I've helped some of the internet's biggest creators build their brand and their business. And I've learned a ton about what you should and shouldn't do as an influencer. So today's video is for aspiring influencers or influencers who are just starting out early on in their journey. Content creator and influencer have quickly become the most coveted jobs in the world. We're seeing absolutely crazy statistics that over 86% of kids want to be a YouTube vlogger when they grow up. And having started my career working 100-hour weeks at Goldman Sachs, I understand why. But also what happened to wanting to be an astronaut or a firefighter. So I'm going to give you the inside scoop on the 6 mistakes you need to avoid if you want to become a successful influencer. Let's get to it. Mistake number 1, ignoring your brand. When you become an influencer, you become a brand. In the same way that there are companies out there that have great brands like Nike or Glossier or Dollar Shave Club, you want to become a brand that people covet. Don't become a United Airlines or Comcast. You need to be thoughtful about your voice, your niche, how you differentiate and cut above the noise, and what makes you special and lovable. Because you are the brand, you're the thing that's being promoted. So you need to understand exactly what message you're sending to your audience and how that message resonates with your audience in a way that is brand positive. One of the best ways to think about your brand are the pillars on which you're building your brand. What do I mean by a pillar? A pillar is a key aspect to what people think about when they think of you. For example, with my brand, one of my key pillars that I strive for is credibility. But what do I mean by credibility? Well, I wouldn't be able to give you advice on how to build your creator business unless I had become a creator myself, or unless I had actually helped so many of the biggest creators out there build their businesses and their brands. Beyond that, I wouldn't be able to give you business advice and actually help you build your finances and build wealth for yourself unless I had had a career in finance, working my butt off at Goldman Sachs in investment banking and then getting an MBA at Stanford. So that key pillar of credibility is really, really important to me as I think about the long-term brand that I'm building for myself. Every time I put out a piece of content or think about doing a brand deal, I ask myself how it affects my credibility. If it's not net positive to my credibility, if it doesn't actually show you that I actually walk the walk and talk the talk, I'm not gonna do it. Everything that you post should be brand consistent. If you're just throwing stuff against the wall trying to see what sticks, people are gonna lose interest really quickly and not know what you're known for. Not to mention that the inconsistencies in your content and therefore your brand are gonna make it really hard for the recommendation engines on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok to refer you to entirely new followers. Mistake number 2. Missing your why. I think it's fair to say that most creators want an audience of thousands, if not millions of followers. But I think very few people, when they start out, ask themselves why they should have such a big audience. And you need to start with why, or else you won't be successful. You should want a following for a reason, and not because of fame or money, but because you have a mission, because you think you can share something with the world that'll make the world a better place. You can't expect people to care about you and follow your content if you're just creating content for yourself and you don't have a why as to why they should actually follow you. For example, my why is to help other people experience what I'm getting to experience in my career, which is getting to work for yourself and pursue what you're passionate about. I spent my entire life gunning for big corporate jobs in finance that I absolutely hated and felt incredibly unfulfilled in. And so when I started creating content myself and getting to work for myself and building my own company, I found fulfillment. And so the reason why I create content and the reason why we're building Stan is so that I can help other people get to feel the way that I get to feel every single day when I wake up and go to work. So now it's time to ask yourself, why should people follow you? People on the internet are inherently selfish. They're not gonna follow you unless you provide some sort of tangible value. Take a look at your favorite influencers or content creators and see what kind of value they provide. Do they teach you something? Do they make you laugh? Do they offer a new perspective on a topic? If you go to the YouTube or TikTok of your favorite creators, you'll immediately understand their why. Once you find your why, double down. You'll do a better job of creating the right kind of content that goes viral, and you'll also build a deeper connection with your audience. Mistake number 3, trying to make every video perfect. Even in creating this video today, I'm stressing about how there aren't enough jokes or that I'm not helping you out as much as I possibly can. But the reality is that not every piece of content you're gonna put out is gonna be 10 out of 10 perfect. In fact, I don't think 10 out of 10 perfect actually exists. The fun of creating content is actually getting better as a creator every day. You need to have reps. You need to put out more and more content and push yourself. I totally understand the perfectionist impulse to lock yourself into a room and try to make something absolutely perfect beyond your wildest dreams. But the reality is that you can't grow as a creator if you're not putting out content. The reality is that the YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram algorithm favor you putting out 10 good videos rather than one perfect video. This is especially true for TikTok. And there's a pretty easy explanation for this. Quality is subjective, but quantity isn't. You actually have no idea what's actually perfect in your audience's mind. Any of your 10 videos could be the hit. To use a baseball metaphor, creating content is about getting at-bats. You need as many reps as possible to maximize your probability of a home run. You can use all of your time to get a single at-bat and try your luck at hitting a single home run, or you can have 10 at-bats and have a much higher probability of getting a hit, especially a home run. And here's the best part of why you should post more content. By consistently creating content, you'll get more and more feedback from your audience on what works and what doesn't. You can then take this feedback to make better videos, which will then get you more followers and then more feedback. That all ends up being more views, more subscribers, and more followers in the long run. Mistake number 4, selling out. As soon as you start growing a following, you're gonna have everyone and their mother trying to make money off of you. That means people are gonna be shoving money in your face, but all money is not created equal. Going back to what I was saying about building a long-term brand, you don't want to sell out to every single big brand out there that reaches out to you, especially the sketchy ones. So for example, there are a ton of gambling sites reaching out to Twitch streamers right now, and they're offering a ton of money. But think about if you're that streamer and the long-term consequences of doing that deal. Do you really want to be pushing gambling sites on your audience of folks who might even be under the age of 18? That kind of selling out can really hurt your long-term brand identity. And the reality is that your 10 or 20-year career as a content creator is gonna make you a lot more money over the long term than doing that single short-term gambling site brand deal that tanked your audience's trust in you. And also think about all the other brands that won't wanna work with you because you're pushing a gambling site. So then what does a good brand deal look like, and what does not selling out look like? It starts with all the things you already use and love every day, especially the stuff that you show off in your content. For example, if you're a fitness influencer that loves wearing Lululemon or Gymshark, those are awesome brand deals for you to already do. The reason why is that those brands are already authentic to you as a human being. You already love those brands and are probably wearing or using them in your content, so why not make some money off of it too? Not selling out with a brand deal means working only with brands that you yourself genuinely would want to use. Mistake number 5, setting unrealistic expectations. This one is huge, especially if you're just starting out. We all have that one single friend of a friend of a friend who apparently posted one video and got millions of followers. It's really easy to believe the narrative that if you just have a couple good videos, then you'll be set for life. But the reality is, it's not like that at all for most content creators. You should expect your content creator or influencer career in the beginning to be a long-term grind. The average YouTuber with 1,000 to 10,000 subs has 152 uploads. That means that if you upload 3 times per week for an entire year, your channel will likely gain less than 10,000 subs in that time. But don't let that discourage you. If you're long-term focused and consistently put out quality content and keep improving, it will be worth it. I know multiple creators who make 6 figures and they only have 5 to 10K followers on Instagram. And if that's your base case, if you keep consistently putting out great content, you also have your upside case. In my last video, I talked about how Emma Chamberlain went from 80 subs to millions after consistently posting over time. Now, am I saying that a positive mindset alone will get you to millions of subscribers? Definitely not. But what I am saying is that if you love creating content, you're grateful for every view and every subscriber, then you will succeed in some way long term. And your last mistake, not starting now. Most people that want to become a creator or an influencer will watch this video, maybe take some notes, maybe make a plan, but then stop there. While having a strategy and a plan is great, it's not as good as just starting now. Like now. Like literally after this video, make your first video. Going back to mistake number 3, don't worry about everything being perfect. Don't worry about your gear, that you can't edit videos, that this is your first video. Think about Charli D'Amelio when she first started creating content. She was just posting mobile iPhone videos of her dancing, and now look at how she's thriving. So what are you doing still watching this video? Go start, but subscribe first. Okay, but if you're still here and learned something from this video, I post 3 videos per week on how you can become a successful creator. So make sure to like and subscribe.